This is Flight 549, calling tower at Rusty, Rhode Island. This is tower, Rusty, Rhode Island. Make your approach. Roger, Rusty, Rhode Island tower. We are coming down. So we landed back in Rusty, Rhode Island, and back to doing my cleanup. Oh, little Rusty had to say hi. Little, I should have called her. Little Lucky. Okay, baby, come on. Probably seen these fuel cans before. They got the tiny little filler on it, and these were kerosene cans that they would use to fill the lamps back in the day. This is a red lensed. This is a Dietz. They still manufacture, this company is still in business in Pennsylvania or New York, I believe it is. And obviously when things went to batteries, they started making lanterns instead of, this one's pretty easy to light. You just pick the thing up, light the wick, slide it back down. The railroad actually had crews that would maintain these lights before electric lights. This one is a highway signal. This would go out on the roads and before the flashing yellow lights and stuff. If they didn't want you going through a certain area, they would hang these lanterns. It says on the top, it's from the traffic division. I think this was part of the state of New York's traffic division back in the day. Elgin, they still make lanterns, and they still make the electric flashlights and all kind of stuff. Same thing, easier to light. Again, the crews were responsible to make sure that the wicks were there and stuff when they worked for the railroad. I don't have any of the green lenses. This is a traffic ball. Like again, before the yellow flashing, there'd be a wick. You'd fill this with kerosene, and there was a wick here, and you'd light the wick, and this would sit on the side of the road. Probably some of you guys are old enough to remember these. They didn't go away until probably the 60s. Now this is a soldering. It's a kerosene blowtorch with an attachment so that you can heat your soldering irons. And if you were doing copper work, say gutters or whatever, this is how you did it back in the day with these irons. You had, while you were working with one iron, the other one was heating. So you were continuously changing these irons out in front of the kerosene torch to do your lead, to melt your lead. Even on automobiles, they used a similar system early on. This wrench is out of my grandfather's set. When they sold the house, my father and me went in the basement, and rather than just leave everything there, we took quite a bit of tools and stuff out. And this is a adjustable wrench, obviously, and it opens up quite a ways. Used for taking off large nuts, bolts on automobiles. Get out of there, Lucky. Come here. Lucky's getting in trouble. Archer. Lubricants. Still in business. They make synthetic oil now. They made their splash not with automobiles, but with airplanes, because the early airplanes needed oils that could handle the temperatures of higher altitudes, and they might fly to Alaska to drop the mail off and then back to South Carolina or something, So they needed lubricants that could handle all different, and this company excelled and made their name, and the military helped them along because aviation was largely, in this country, expanded. Go on, over there. Oh, she's being a terror now. Look at her. She wants to play. Go on, let me do that. Another nautical light. And what was great about this light was it still has the wick. So you would light this at night as a buoy, a channel marker, and it'd hang it, and it would sit all night, and ships coming by would know which side of the channel they were on. I got lots of antiques. This is kind of interesting. I only got one of these. Now, Edison invented, early recording of voices on these. And you would put this on, and it plays just like a record, except it's, but it plays just like a record with a needle, and it turns, and they recorded your voice. Then you could send it to your loved one somewhere or something like that. And provided they had an Edison player, they could play it back. They started putting women's voices on them. All different artists, and then they would sell them in the stores. I've, I guess, got a wide pair of glasses. Came from Paris. It says Paris, Milan. Not real up on French. Box camera from the day. Shutterbug. That's where the name Shutterbug came from when people started buying these. See the shutter? Hear it clicking? And people were crazy about photography. They called them Shutterbugs. Last couple of things I'll show you. This was designed to put photographs in. You would slide the photograph in here, and the lights inside. Oh, almost lost my truck. The lights inside would reflect off of the picture and then shine out through that lens. And a lot of guys and women at Optipreneurs bought these, and you could buy slides from all over the world, like to see one of the, and then you'd advertise, we're showing slides from the Grand Canyon at the VFW Hall, charging 50 cents to get in. And people would pay to go in and watch this guy put on the slideshow. The ships are down for dusting. This is a whaler that's got a whole lot of cannons on it, so if any crazy whales come along, I'm not sure if it's the Constitution or what it is. I didn't build these ships, my brother did. And then this one is a steamer. It had a steam engine and sails, and a lot of the older ships were converted that way. They would put the steam engines into the older ships, and when you get out in the middle of the ocean, you start running out of wood. At least you didn't get stuck. See what's going on here in Rusty, Rhode Island, guy. The Connie's taking the big sleep there. I woke her up this morning. Lucky wants to play, and I just want to get my house clean. Out from Rusty, Rhode Island.